turn the speaker to off.
Yeah.
Hello.
And welcome.
We've been expecting you.
So, welcome once more to Mount Shasta and the second day of this webinar. And we've been feeling a lot of energy here. So, it really feels that as people bring their energy into this webinar, it's expanding the energetic of what we created over these 4 days for the Thanksgiving.
We really felt it yesterday when we were doing the meditations.
And as you can see at the top of the chat page, we are inviting you to share the various experiences that you have either on the webinar or after the webinar is complete. What starts to change in your life? Because we expect that to happen for many people, noticeable change. Another thing that I just want to point out is that the energy field that we created both during the 4 days and that we're adding to as we do this webinar is still very present here with us. So as you connect in again, just take a moment also to connect into the energy field that we created and we built on in the yesterday's webinar.
So just take a moment to close your eyes and just have the intention of connecting in to this energy field that we are creating all together. And perhaps you feel almost like a gentle glow of energy. So just inviting it to get stronger. Nice.
Lovely. So we'll say hello to Ashley because she's over there on the board again. And we'll
say hello to Vareed too on the way. Ready? Here we go.
There's Vareed. He's feeling very celebratory. It's Christmas time coming. And there's Ashley, and she's working the board and answering all your questions when you have difficulties and so on.
And you can see how blessed we are to live in a forest.
Yeah, it's a wonderful place.
May the forest be with you.
That was a good one. Yeah. Okay, so let's. Shall we just start with Alcazar, or is there anything else we have to add?
Well, we should give people maybe a few minutes to sign in, or maybe not.
No, I think we'll just tune in. We have a lot of things to cover.
We have a lot that we want to share with you.
So let's get Alcazar in. And so, beloved ones, we greet thee again. And whilst we are talking, if you wish, you can simply close your eyes. For as we often say, when we are talking, we are also sharing energies with you. So no matter where you are right now, or in fact, when you are right now, for people will be tuning in to this broadcast and this recording over many, many weeks to come. So as you relax and tune in, feel this gentle energy field. Allow it to embrace you. Notice if you have your eyes closed and you relax, notice that you start to feel the energy within you. The more you relax, the more aware you become of the energy inside. We would like to say a little today about that which we call the inner earth grid. This was something that was created several years ago. The Galactic Command brought to your earth from other places around your universe that which we call off-earth minerals. These minerals came from the various planetary locations where people who are now human, yourselves, used to live before you came to Earth. This might be new for some of you, but let us say this. You are eternal beings. You have lived here on your earth maybe 100 or more lifetimes. But before that, you lived elsewhere in the universe. You volunteered. You came here to join others from all around the universe, to come and to be human, to put on this bodysuit, as we sometimes call it, so you all looked similar. For in your previous places, you had different body forms. So we have brought minerals from all these different places that you have come from. The Galactic Command brought them inside your Earth. And they have been positioned around the inner Earth and connected energetically. And this inner Earth grid now radiates the vibrations of these minerals out into the human morphic field. Why? Because these subtle vibrations will start to trigger a deep remembering within you. A remembering of home before you became human, before you came to Earth. This is a gentle process, and it will be supported by many other energetics that we bring in. So, we mentioned this because these inner earth minerals are going to be activated as we move through this process and actually enhanced, so that during some of these meditations, the inner earth grid energy is radiating very strongly into the meditation energetics. We have mentioned already that we will be working yet again with the energies of these beautiful beings from Telos, and also working with the craft of the Galactic Command. In today's main meditation, you will be connecting energies from Telos up to the craft and down again. So there will be this spiral of energy being created in the meditations. But we will talk more of this a little later. This is the first time that the Telosians and the Galactic Command have worked together energetically in this way. And so, beloved ones, we invite you to be very present, very aware during these meditations and during the conversations that occur. So let us just say this. We invite you to be aware of your awareness. What does that mean? Well, right now, see if you can be aware that you are aware. Can you feel that? If you really focus on being present and aware and knowing noticing that you are aware, you are being aware of your awareness from your super consciousness. As you move about in your daily life without being aware of your awareness, you are very much in the human aspect. When you can be aware of being aware, when you look around, it is almost as if you are looking through the physical body into the world. So see, you can practice that. As you move around, be aware of being aware, and be aware as if you are looking through, almost as if your eyes are a camera and your super consciousness is somewhere else viewing through these eyes.
And so we wish to share an experience this one Julianne had as she moved through this intensive process. On the evening it completed, she was in the bath and she realized suddenly, my arms are so long. These are the types of experiences we are talking about. Suddenly you are viewing your body from a different lens. And there was a part of her that said, I am still here. I am still in this body. How interesting that I am so connected to this body. It was the part of her that remembers that she is super consciousness, that there is a part of her that is not always attached to this body form. And so this is the beginning of the reawakening. It comes in these little flashes, and she has not had these experiences since.
Mm-hmm.
And so we invite you to be very aware as you move through these days together in this webinar experience. Be aware that we are connecting with you in the quantum field. There will be a building of the energy field. And so let us see where this takes us today.
Great. So we'll continue next with the first meditation. It's the recorded meditation of the second day, and it's a very beautiful experience. Before we move into that, I'm just going to invite everybody just to really relax and connect into the energy field here, so that you can really sense the energetic in this home and in this energy field that we're all creating together. So just take a moment and really relax and feel. So before we move into the meditation, we're just going to remind you about creating your own etheric stargate. So if you have your own physical stargate, then you can ask it to activate. Otherwise, Jules, you let people guide people quickly or remind them.
Well, once again, we're just going to turn the camera off and go straight into creating an etheric stargate and then into the meditation recording. So again, nothing to do except be as comfortable as you possibly can be right now. And
we turn the camera off to encourage you to close the eyes and participate, because it's with the participation that you experience the energies, but also with the participation you're adding to this big energetic that we're creating over these 4 days together.
And also with the participation, you're bringing on all the good stuff. It's all about the experience, right?
Yeah, we've had some interesting comments on the Stargate Experience Facebook group. Changes happening for people. You can check into those later and see. and add your own. Okay.
Exciting.
Ready to go.
Okay. And so, beloved ones, we join you again. We invite you to simply close the eyes and go inside. And we feel many of you already connecting to the earth, for you are beginning to learn this process. It is becoming second nature to you. And this is indeed our intention as we share these etheric Stargate activations with you. You can use the etheric Stargate anytime that you wish. And so asking inside for the energy of the earth, the energy of Gaia.
We call for the energies of the earth to come up into our bodies and into our energy field.
And just feel as Gaia responds to you. And now asking and visualizing, asking for an etheric Stargate to come to you, visualizing it forming around you.
We call for etheric stargates to come to everyone around the world participating in this meditation.
And be very aware of the energy field around you. For what is happening right now is that the consciousness of the Stargate, the etheric Stargate, is being drawn to you, surrounding you, forming around you. Beautiful. And so inviting your Stargate to activate.
We call for the activation of all the etheric stargates.
And a gentle energy field beginning to build. And so we go into the first meditation of the second day. And so, beloved ones, we greet thee from within. Do you realize that this is why we invite you to be aware? Because Spirit is moving within you. We are dancing with your human consciousness. We are vibrating you. We are vibrating you into greater levels of light capacity. And yet, beloveds, this also means that we vibrate those places which are holding you back, vibrating them into your awareness. Why do we do this? So that you can be free. And so we invite you to be aware, to be aware of whatever is happening as we move through these days together. We invite you to speak and we invite you to share. And so right now, just allowing your awareness to expand once again into the energy field and asking inside for a very strong 12th dimensional energy field. 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 12th dimensional
we call for a strong 12th dimensional energetic in this space.
And beloveds, there was a column, a beam of light from your 3 spacecraft of the Galactic Command, which came into this space in your yesterday. This day, there will be 7 of our craft working with you. But right now, there is a very special transmission of source energy, which is possible to be gently radiated into this space. And to do this, we need your permission. And so we ask each one of you just to ask inside for this column of light from source, this source energy, to gently radiate from your stargate. And just feel. And there is just a gentle flow of this. You could visualize it like pure white light. Energies from source. Your truest sense of home. And we invite you just to welcome these energies into every cell of your body. Allowing self to be gently nourished, to be refreshed, to be held in the love of Source. That which you might call the God force within the universe. And this transmission from Source getting a little stronger now. So just feel this. For you have adjusted to it, and so a little more can come. And as this energy from Source continues to flow, we are again going to ask the star families known as the Pleiadians and the Arcturians to energize your superconsciousness. Many of you have experienced this many times. And this is a meditation that gets a little bit deeper. It affects you on a more and more profound level each time you experience it. And this is why we again and again provide this experience. And so we ask each one of you now to ask inside for the Pleiadians and the Octurans to amplify their presence in this space.
We call for a stronger presence of the Pleiadians and the Arcturans, and already they are responding.
This energy from Source still radiating from a column of light within your stargate. And the Pleiadians and the Octurans begin their transmission, energizing your superconsciousness, starting now. Nothing to do. Nothing to try. Being aware of awareness itself.
When the Pleiadians and Arcturans first shared this energetic, we would say to those gathered, do not be surprised if you do not feel the energy, because it is not coming to your human aspect. But now, because more and more people are beginning to attune to their superconsciousness, more and more of you are beginning to feel the subtle transmission from the Pleiadians and Arcturans. It is an indication that you are moving back to the knowingness of who you truly are. And we see that some of you are receiving what might be described as ripples of energy coming from your superconsciousness to your human aspect. And that is beautiful. Whilst this transmission continues, the intention of the transmission is to make you aware of I am superconsciousness. But as we have said, so many lifetimes you have identified with the body, thinking I am this body. So there is a strong patterning of attachment to the body. And so we are going to invite the one known as Archangel Michael. And so first we ask each one of you to invite the presence of Archangel Michael or Michael.
And so, asking with feeling, we call for the presence of Archangel Michael or Michael. And feel. Here he comes.
He is often depicted with a sword. It is an energetic which can, with your permission, cut attachments that no longer serve you. And in this particular moment, the attachment to the idea of I am this body. And so, if you wish to move towards knowing I am superconsciousness, then invite Archangel Michael to sever your bonding to the belief I am the body. Not severing the connection to the body, but to the belief that I am the body. I am superconscious, experiencing through this beautiful body so that I can enjoy the sensations of being physical, so that I can enjoy the sensation of emotion in the physical, so I can enjoy the illusion of separation, so that I can enjoy the illusion of being an individual, alone, separate, unique.
And there was a time, beloved ones, when you knew yourselves as you walked upon this earth, as you truly were, as superconsciousness, as the vast self that incarnated here to experience this physical dimension. And we are speaking, of course, of the times of Lemuria, the times when you could raise your vibration and step into a higher dimensional reality, the times when you knew your family from your home in the stars, the times when you moved in harmony with all the molecules of nature that surrounded you. And so we are going to invite each and every one of you to invite to join you specifically, to join you individually, two beings from Lemuria, two beings who are currently residing in your inner earth city of Telos, who knew you in those times, because each of you, without exception, are old and ancient souls who have been incarnating since the Lemurian experiences, since the very first souls incarnated on this earth after the Pleiadians changed your DNA so that you could become conscious sparks of creation here. And so we invite you now just to ask inside for two of these beings who knew you in those times, two of these Lemurian masters who stepped out of time and space to come to you.
And so just asking, inviting the masters to come to you now.
And feel the energy that is coming to you. These are beings who are beloved to you, beloved ones. And with your permission, they can simply energize the memories in your DNA of those times when you walked in total oneness with your superconsciousness. And so if you would like this, simply give your permission silently within. And if it is a no thank you, we will respect that. And so for those of you who have given your permission, just feel and be aware of any insights or information that starts to flow to you as these Lemurians begin to energize the memories in your DNA right now. Nothing to do. Nothing to do. as they energize the memory of ancient Lemuria inside of you, they are also coaxing some of those skills and abilities that you possessed into awakening. You might not know what those skills are. In fact, for most of you, you will not. For many years. And yet there is an energetic which is coming alive within you right now. Beloved ones, be aware of awareness itself. And simply relaxing into the energy field. These transmissions from your superconsciousness, from the Pleiadians and Octarans, gently coming to a close. And the two Lemurians who have come to you place their hands in front of their hearts in the Namaste. And they thank you for your service to humanity by bowing to you. For you chose to go into unconsciousness so that you could reawaken, catalyzing a massive shift in these times. And so their transmission gently coming to a close also. And they slowly withdraw their energy back into Telos. And so just bring your awareness to your own energy field. feeling the vibration within. And remember, beloveds, we have invited you to maintain a strong awareness, a strong intention to be aware these days. Aware of what is happening within you. And so when you are ready, very slowly and very gently, bring your awareness back. So, slowly and gently coming back.
That felt really strong for me.
Yeah.
I really loved it. So again, we invite you, when you gently bring yourself back, if there's anything you'd like to share about that experience, then just type it in the chat box.
Just allow yourself to kind of wake up again, integrating back into the body.
I find it beautiful what Alcazar's saying about being aware of your own awareness. Because when I focus on being aware, it really does feel very different. Being aware of my awareness. Very cool. So, we have another a very short recording of a talk by Alcazar, just a few minutes. Should we let people come back a little bit before you put that on?
We'll let people come back.
Again, somebody's talking about this sensation about not remembering everything and the possibility, oh, was I asleep? Well, this is something that comes up a lot. It's not a sleep state for most people. Your consciousness is going to a higher level of receptivity, and it's really beautiful. And you'll notice that when you come back from the meditation, that the energy's there in your body.
So people are, wow, cool. People are sharing some nice experiences. Someone who saw the two Telogia or Lemurian masters, someone saying, the Lemurian masters showed me a glowing crystal from my home planet that will help me connect to the energies from home.
Fantastic.
Very cool. That sounds like the minerals Alcazar is talking about in the inner earth grid.
Yeah.
Great.
We're just scanning through a few of your comments.
We really love to hear your feedback.
Yeah.
It's lovely. Okay.
More incredibly interesting feeling. I telling myself I want to be in harmony with all.
The molecules around me since I was a child.
Wow.
And so cried when the Lemurians came in. Wow.
Okay, so one other thing I just want to mention about the meditations in general. One of the things that Alcazar said during the group is that the more receptive we are, the more subtle the energies become. And so it's a constant tease, in a sense, to allow us to continue to tune in to the more and more subtle energies. Another aspect which sometimes occurs to me, if I'm listening to a meditation and Alcazar's saying, feel this energy that's coming in now, and I don't feel it. And what I realize is sometimes that awareness is not there for whatever reason, but by the time the end of the meditation is there, I feel the energy buzzing. So I know I've received it, but not in a way that I was necessarily aware of. And so I think that applies to some other people as well. We've had that feedback in workshops before.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just really strong and there's no doubt.
Yeah, there's that
So
too.
in this next recording that we're going to play to you, it's 3 minutes long and it's called There's No Rush to Enlightenment. And so we've prepared a slide show for you so you can look at pretty images while you listen to Alcazar speak. But I just feel to mention there is a bonus video that we're going to make for you, which is something that actually happened during the intensive, but we'll have to recreate it because we projected onto a big projector screen these images of fractals, which are these patterns that zoom in, and you can imagine it like a fern, how the whole fern itself has this shape, and then one of the branches has this shape, and then one of the little leaves has this shape, and then the little part of the leaf has this shape. So we'll explain a little bit about why that's important in this bonus video that we'll make for you. But you'll hear Alcazar at the beginning of the channel reference the image, and so that's the image that we were just showing people.
Yeah, we've already got a couple of things that we want to add on at the end of this webinar as a couple of bonus things. So we'll talk about those
And
later.
it's really special because it was an image that Alcazar gave to Prageet when Prageet was saying to the group, it's really hard to understand how we can be in the oneness and individuated at the same time.
Yeah.
Cool. And that will make so much more sense when we make you the bonus video.
Okay, so let's do that. Let's play this short clip from Alcazar.
Cool. So I'll start this little slideshow.
So there's a few pictures, but you can also close your eyes. And so, beloved ones, from these beautiful images you have just viewed, the distance between you, the human part, and you, the superconsciousness, is infinitesimal. You can connect with yourself, with awareness, in moments. We have said that when you are enlightened, you are embodying almost all of your superconsciousness. It is in the body. And those of you who have been with an enlightened one know what an incredible energy they radiate. But a little earlier, we also mentioned that it is not about individual enlightenment. It is now about enlightenment of humankind. And that how you are moving more slowly, in a sense, in order to bring others along with you. And so, with that understanding, can you drop your self-judgment? I am not changing fast enough. I am not where I should be. can you allow yourself just to be in your own flow, which sometimes feels as if nothing very much is happening, and other times it feels like a very rapid acceleration. Set your intention for the highest. The highest will then reveal itself to you, but with the intention that most of you have to move at a pace where you can bring others along with you. So that's a really interesting insight for most of us. I was really fascinated when he said that, because so many people have emailed us, or it's come up in workshops, saying, what's going on? Why am I not moving faster? Why is more evolution not happening for me? I've been on this spiritual path for a long time. I'm meditating. I'm doing all the things that I feel I should be doing. And yet my progress is very slow or not happening.
Or why do I keep getting tripped up on this same limitation again and again? I have that one.
And so what Alcazar was stressing there was that the focus now is not about individual enlightenment, so that few people are accelerating to hold that enlightened energy, because there's always been enlightened beings on the planet, always. Now it's about bringing the whole of humanity to that place of enlightenment. It's going to take a while. But what Alcazar is saying is that as we individually progress, we take the next step, and then rather going on to the next step already, we share that understanding, that wisdom, not necessarily as a teacher, but just holding that vibration as you go about your everyday life.
And also that we sometimes get tripped up on the same thing again and again, so we can learn every facet of that experience. And then when we finally do overcome it, we can share how to overcome it very naturally and be able to speak about it in many different ways from many different angles. So I found that to be very refreshing, just to actually really take the message in and drop some of that judgment. And one thing Alcazar said to me personally when I was talking to him the other day was, when this particular issue comes up for you, start to just say, oh, there it is again. That's very sticky. And just with this almost curiosity, like, okay, see how pervasive that conditioning is. And then when you start to just say, oh, that's really sticky, there it is, it actually lets you view it from a more elevated perspective rather than really being in it.
Great. So, judging from some of the comments, that's really helping people. So we're going to take a 10-minute break now. And after the break, we'll join you again. Yeah.
So we invite you to get up, stretch, move the body.
Drink some water.
And we'll see you 10 minutes past the hour. Ooh. Welcome back.
I'm still buzzing from the last meditation.
That's so funny because Epiphany literally just said, I feel the buzzing. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. We're building up an energy field, and it's actually with us permanently during these webinars. So the more you can be aware of that energetic, the better. So we have another very short recording from the second day, and it's really worth just paying a lot of attention to. Alcazar is talking about an invitation to be free.
Mm.
So let's just play the recording.
Okay. So again, we have some slides that we can show you this time.
So you're just not watching us, listening.
And this time there are a bunch of pictures of Earth from outer space. So we can all remember the greater perspective, the invitation to be free from Alcazar.
And so, beloved ones, we would like to say a few words. As your personal evolution begins to accelerate, there needs to be a willingness to bring your awareness to those areas that have limited you up until this moment. The fears, those things that you have repressed, those things that you feel like I can't deal with. A willingness also to see those limitations that perhaps you have not even recognized as a limitation as yet. Understand that the nature of this reality and the nature of your superconsciousness will not bring these issues into your awareness until you are ready, until you have the ability to see them, understand them, and let them go. Your mind has created an unconscious rejection of these things because you have not been willing or able to resolve them in the past. With the understanding that they will not come to your awareness until you are ready and able to dissolve them, we invite you now to express to your own self your willingness to dissolve these limitations as they arise. Can you make that commitment to yourself that you are willing to have these limitations come into your awareness? Because with this willingness, they can come easily. With this willingness, there does not have to be a struggle. With this willingness, easily and simply, understanding can come. The aha. That is why I lived that experience. I no longer need it. All limitations are fear-based in one way or another. And so it is simply making the commitment to yourself to no longer function out of fear. And so we invite you to make that commitment to yourself. An invitation to be free. These limitations will not suddenly all pounce on you. They will come in a way that you can easily resolve them. So know, as they reveal themselves to you, you have the ability to be free of them. We ask you to make this commitment to yourself, because in doing so, you will be changing the energetic in this space that we are all creating together. And we ask those who are listening to also make that commitment to themselves, so that they may continue this journey with us. So take a moment and really feel, am I ready for this? And if you are, then make this solemn promise to yourself. So that was a really important part of this day's experience. And Alcazar was inviting people in the group to make this commitment to themselves. And as he said at the end, he's inviting everybody on this webinar to make this commitment to themselves as well. In that way, you're adding yet another layer of your support and your energy to the change. So what Alcazar is talking about when he says these limitations, these are very often things that we've accepted as small children, beliefs from our parents and from our societies that are actually not our truth. And they've limited us because we've accepted them, and they've gone into an unconscious pattern within us.
And a lot of them are very devaluing of ourselves. Like, I'm not good enough.
I'm never going to receive what I want. I don't deserve love. There's
Or
never enough money. They go
all
on
of
and
them.
on.
And there's also the limiting ones that aren't even about us. They're about like the way that the world works.
So these belief systems can be dissolved. And actually, one of the ways of doing this is something that Alcazar introduced a few years ago now, and that's the inner child work, which is incredibly powerful and removes many of these limitations very, very rapidly. That's something that you can investigate on our website if that interests you.
But the Stargate energies themselves also vibrate your field. They actually start to dissolve some of these. This is why some people say, oh, my whole life has changed since I came to the Stargate.
Yeah, so there's two types in a sense of limitations, many of which can literally be dissolved, as Julianne said, just by meditating with the Stargate energies.
But also, as Alcazar says, they come up when you're ready.
Yeah. So some dissolve by themselves, some need your conscious intention to let them go.
Great.
So I just invite you now, if you haven't done, just to make that commitment to yourself. I'm ready to let go of these limitations as I become aware of them. Because as Alcazar said in that little talk, they don't come up into your awareness until you have the ability to dissolve them. So it's just an intention. And with making that commitment right now, you're adding another whole contribution to this experience.
And what you're really saying is, I'm making a commitment to shift my perspective so that when these so-called limitations, when these conflicts come up, I remember this opportunity to be free.
Yeah. So we'll be going into the next meditation in a moment. And again, this is an important one. And so we're going to show you the little short video clip of the group again. And we want, as you watch this, we invite you to actually feel yourself in the room. And if you want to actually kind of visualize placing yourself somewhere on this video so that you can feel to be part of this whole next experience, because we're going to, in a moment, we're going to be moving into the second meditation.
So this is a preparation for the next
Yeah.
meditation. And we're going to play this video right.
So, as you could see, the very large Stargate was in the center of the room, and everybody was seated in a kind of a circle around the Stargate. And that's important in the next part of the meditation. So we invite you just to imagine yourself somewhere within that circle. Because in the next meditation, the Lemurian masters join us, and then they create an actual circling energy field around the Stargate. Now, the Lemurian masters, when they join us for the Stargate workshops, they always create two circles. The first circle is standing around the large Stargate that you saw, and they face out so that they're looking at the participants. The second circle is around the outer edges of the room, facing inwards, also looking at the participants. And so everyone in the workshop was in this circle of energy. And this circle of energy was contained by the Lemurian masters. And in this meditation, Alcazar describes how they create this donut shape, which is a circular energy around the Stargate, how this creates an energy experience. Now, we've got some pictures just to try and give you a sense of how the energies are moving. Because when we actually do the meditation and you see yourself, you project yourself into this room, you will feel the energies moving around. You could feel them going from left to right, or from right to left, or even up and down. So that's a possibility as we move into this meditation.
So we'll show you these images of what this toroidal energy field looks like. But be aware that in the meditation, you don't have to actually be creating this toroidal energy field. It's just about relaxing into your experience, as always.
So here's the first picture. This is the donut shape. So you can imagine that this is the energy field that the masters are going to create, and the Stargate is in the center there, very large Stargate in the center of this toroidal energy field. Now, if you can imagine on that inner circle, that's where one circle of masters are standing, and the other circle of masters are standing around the outside of that toroid that we're seeing. And so now we're going to move on to the next picture.
And the Stargate will be in the center.
In the center, yeah. This next picture, you can see that the energy in these blue and green lines, they're actually spiraling around the circle. So the energy is going to be moving in spirals as it moves around the Stargate in the center. Now, you will hear when Alcazar describes it, that the spirals are moving in both directions simultaneously. In this particular little picture, the spirals are just occurring in one direction. But when we do the meditation, the energies are going to be moving in both directions. And as the energy builds up, it creates an energetic which moves up and down in the very center. Now, this gives you a vague impression of what we're talking about. Alcazar describes this energy that spirals upwards from the Telosians in the center of the Earth, going up through the Stargate and up to the craft, the Galactic Command craft above. Simultaneously, the Galactic Command is sending spiraling energies down through the Stargate to the Telosians below. So these two energies are going up and down simultaneously, also in a spiral within the Stargate. So we hope that gives you a sense of what's happening. Again, it's not so important. Really, what's happening is visualize yourself in that group and visualizing these energies moving around the Stargate. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you might well feel them, but as often is the case in these meditations, sometimes you don't notice the energy as it's happening, but you'll notice at the end of the meditation the buzz that's happening. And so just really be very present once more, because you're contributing your energy, your experience to this greater whole that's being gently built up over these 4 days. So be comfortable again. Relax. Again, we're going to turn the camera off for this meditation, and we're going to join you. We're going to meditate along with this, and then we'll talk to you again at the end of the meditation.
So enjoy the experience.
Feeling yourself very present in the body. If you are lying down, remain present rather than drifting off. In your mind's eye, see this large Stargate in front of you. And see this gathering around the Stargate. In your mind's eye, see yourself in this space in relationship to the Stargate and the rest of the gathering. Very often here in Mount Shasta, we are joined by the masters of Lemuria. Those enlightened ones who, at the time of the demise of Lemuria as the continent slowly sank into the ocean, they decided to preserve the wisdom and knowledge of Lemuria. And they moved into the inner earth of Telos, stepping out of the physical dimension and stepping out of time, until humanity has raised its vibration once more. And so they come quite regularly to share the wisdom and knowledge to those who gather here. And so we ask each one of you now just to invite the presence of the masters of Lemuria.
And so, asking inside, we call for the presence of the Lemurian masters.
And just feel, for they will be coming up from below. They will be bringing their energies gently up into this space. When the Lemurian masters come to the Stargate, they always stand in two circles, one circle around the periphery of the Stargate facing outwards, and one circle standing around the outer space of the room. So you are all included within these two circles. Then they bring their hands together over their hearts in what you sometimes refer to as the Namaste. And they bow to each one of you. They have two offerings this day. The first is the transmission of some of these Lemurian energies to each one of you. Many of you have had this experience before, and so different information will be directed towards you. It is always something new. It is always the next step or the next level for you individually. And for this, as always, nothing to do. The masters will be directing a gentle energetic to each one of you. The energies and the information held within the energies will be designed for you individually. And so they will begin these transmissions right now. And there is an energy flowing towards you from the masters. You might even sense it coming from the two directions, from the two circles. Those listening will also feel this if they are relaxed and open to the possibility that these transmissions, because they are occurring in the quantum field, can happen anywhere, anytime on this physical reality. The more relaxed, the more open and allowing you become, the more subtle the energies become. Subtle energies are very powerful, intricate. When you first start working with the Stargate, the energies seem much stronger, perhaps. But as you move deeper, the energies appear to become more subtle. But very often you also notice that they seem to go much deeper. And so right now, these transmissions are coming to you. These energies bypass the mind, they come directly into your higher dimensional DNA. So let us say a little about that as these transmissions continue. As you know, on a physical level, you have 2 strands of DNA in each and every cell. But you also have non-physical, multidimensional DNA, not yet acknowledged or recognized by your medical profession, but soon it will be. As you know, your physical DNA is a product of your parents' DNA, a combining of the male and female genetics. Your higher dimensional DNA, however, has to do with your experience here on the earth. That which is often referred to as the Akashic record is stored within your higher dimensional DNA. And so the energy transmissions that are coming to you now are coming directly to this higher dimensional DNA. Some of you might sense this subtle energy, but it is not necessary to even feel it to be receptive. We are in an intense energetic field, but because you have been in this field for so long, you are vibrating with it. You do not notice its intensity. You are being held by the presence of many. The vibrations of oneness, of perfection, vibrating you. As you relax into this energy field over these days, this energy of perfection that these masters and guides are holding acts almost like a magnet to you, drawing you towards that perfection within your own self, drawing you towards your own perfection, relaxing, totally relaxing allows that movement towards perfection to occur more rapidly. When you are very present, alert, simply noticing that also can support a more rapid movement towards perfection. As you move, those limitations, those things that have been in the past holding you back, become more obvious. You are confronted with them. But as we said a few moments ago, when we were talking to you, when we were inviting you to make a commitment to yourself, when they come, you are ready to let them go. You have the ability to release them when they show themselves to you. Not to judge yourself for having these limitations. It is part of being human. Celebrate. Here is something else which I can now release. As these gentle transmissions continue, we will explain what is going to happen next. These Lemurian masters are going to create a spiraling energy around your stargate. The spirals will be happening in both directions. And in your mind's eye, you can visualize a donut shape with the stargate in the central hall, because they will be creating what is called a toroidal energy field. So the energy will be spiraling around the outer edge of the donut. So it will be creating almost like a tube of energy as it spirals both directions, clockwise and anti-clockwise, around the stargate. And this toroidal field, as it builds, will create an energetic coming down through the center of the stargate and continuing down into the earth. And in the same moment, another energetic coming up from the earth and moving up into the heavens. And you will be in the center of this spiraling energy. You might sense it. You might feel it moving in one direction more than the other. You might not feel it at all. You are all unique and are touched in different ways in different moments. Right now, the transmissions are still continuing. Be present. Very good. And so now, over the next few moments, the transmissions will be brought to a close. Very good. And so first of all, the masters are going to create this toroidal energy field that we have just described. We ask you all to be very present. To be doing this after you have eaten is a challenge. Bring yourself very present right now. Feel yourself in the body. Feel yourself present. Have the intention of being very present. Keep the eyes closed. Do not break the energetic. Again, we invite you to visualize the circle of masters around the Stargate facing you, and the circle around the outer edges of the room facing inwards. And so in your mind's eye, you can start to visualize a gentle moving energy spiraling slowly in both directions around this donut, imaginary donut shape, as it starts to spiral and move around the Stargate very gently. And so these energies are now flowing around you and through you very gently right now. But they will be getting faster in a few moments. So as they spiral around, you may sense them. They will be touching your energetic. Just notice however it might be for you. And so now the spiraling is starting to get faster. And now it is beginning to draw an energy both down and up from the center of the earth, down from the heavens into the earth, up from the earth into the heavens, a gentle flow of energy, and now the spiraling getting faster and faster, creating a stronger flow through the center of the Stargate and spiraling faster and even faster and even faster, bringing strong energetics down from the craft above into the center of the earth. The Telosian energy rushing upwards, connecting with those craft, spiraling faster and faster and faster, present, relaxed in the body, spiraling faster and faster and faster, and now it stops. And relax. Just being present, noticing your own energy. This is the preparation for a meditation we will be doing later. We will be building upon this spiraling energetic and the connection that happens with the craft and with the inner city. So just taking a few moments to integrate, and then we are going to invite you to share what did that feel like, what was your experience. Did you get any images or sensations? Did you see or hear something? How did your body and energy field respond to those spiraling toroidal energies? So now we ask you to gently bring your awareness back into the room. When you are ready, open the eyes and connect in the physical. The masters are going to remain here. So, very gently, come all the way back. Wow. I had a really deep experience then.
I did too. I was completely gone.
So again, we just invite you to share your experience, just to kind of gently come back.
Mm-hmm.
Don't disconnect from the energy, just bring it back with you.
Know that you can move around, type, express, and still connect.
Drinking water helps to bring you back into the body.
So just gently come back. And if you need to take more time, take more time. Some people have already started experiencing things and sharing them. Remy saying, wow, went up to the spaceship. I felt a tingling in my body and especially in my crown chakra, total peacefulness. Rose, it was like a wind tunnel, but no wind.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Cool.
That's a nice way of putting it.
I felt intense heat and a strong pressure in my third eye.
Yeah, pressure in the third eye is quite common with the Stargate workshops.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody feeling they're out of body. Hi, Susie.
Great. Feels as though I've been in a race, says someone.
Yeah. Difficult to come back, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And don't force yourself, just come back very gently.
Yeah. Someone saying that felt like an ignition.
Well, it's, as Agusa said, it's a build-up for the next one, which is going to be happening tomorrow. And then that builds up to the next one that happens on Friday.
Somebody saying I could.
I said Friday, it meant Sunday.
Today is Friday.
I'm still a bit out.
Somebody saying that they could see the words before you said them.
Oh, that's cool. Just really connected into Alcazar. And Lynn being pulled both up and down into the earth. I got taller. Yeah, well, you would be if you're being pulled. That's your energy feeling. The energy is being expanded. So that's, that sensation of being taller is great.
Well, this is a good one. I saw a tornado-like cylinder moving counterclockwise, moving up from the earth into space. Then a silver-white energy, solid-like, moving through the cylinder down to the earth.
Yeah, that's great. That's what Alcazar was saying, is there's this, at the same time, there's an energy coming up, spiraling up, and the energy from the craft coming spiraling down. So yeah, we're getting different images of how we perceive that, how we see it. That's really cool. Beautiful.
Great.
So yeah, just continue as you come back, just to continue to just let us know the experiences. And we're coming to the end of this webinar today. We have an idea that we would like to share as a kind of an extra bonus once this is all over, because people have been writing in questions, and I know there'll be more by the end of this webinar. We've still got 2 more to go. And the webinar itself finishes this Sunday. And once the webinar is finished, Jules and I are off. We're flying off to Maui. And so what we thought, Jules.
So we are going to invite you to send your questions via email to support@thestargateexperience.com, and we'll write that email out for you. And wow, I'm really far gone. And so we're gonna, well, while we're in Hawaii enjoying being in paradise, we will connect with you on Facebook Live and make a little Q&A video. We did one over the summer and we really enjoyed doing it.
So we'll pick out some of the questions that apply to many people, and if everything works well, we will put them out whilst we're in Maui.
Great.
So Ashley's now put it at the top there, support@thestargateexperience.com. So I think that's all for today. Just enjoy being in this space and being in the energy, and let it just really be there for as long as you can, just to integrate. And we send you our love.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
And we see you tomorrow. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.